dear friends of the Gyeonggi Philharmonic Orchestra. Welcome to this new appointment. You are getting used now. Before a concert, we are trying now to introduce, to present the concert. And this time I'm not alone, and I'm very happy about that. And I'm with Nara Chang. You all know him, the assistant conductor of the Gyeonggi Philharmonic Orchestra and the administrative director of the orchestra itself. We are going to perform one of the most incredible masterpieces of the symphonic panorama, which is Beethoven Symphony.
I was really thrilled. How you work with orchestra. Every time I see, it was an adventure. It was really it touched my heart. It changed the way I see the music. It changed the way I feel about the articulations, dynamics. It really changed how I study, how I look at the music. It was really.
That was why we decided also to change completely the material of the orchestra in which the orchestra is playing. That was not an easy decision because of course they had already all their sign, their bowings, but when we talked we said there's such a huge difference between the material. Maybe we can try to explain to our followers. It's like if you take a drama, a play drama, the words could look like the same, but if you work to an edition that is based very carefully on the autograph of a writer, you most of the time discover new things that probably in edition that were done before were not done so carefully. And this is exactly what is happening with this new Berenreiter edition done by Jonathan Delmar that we are using since we started. The first symphonies that we have done were number 5 and number 6, the beginning of this year. And I think the orchestra understood immediately which kind of huge difference there is. The possibility of the lightness, of the transparency that we can achieve, it's something that you can touch, not only feel, you can really touch. And I know that the symphony that you approach by yourself with the orchestra during your concert, like the number 4th, went in the same direction. You had exactly the same sensation.
You directed in this way, this transparency, and the orchestra just reacted.
Reacting that, exactly. This is the right thing. Yeah, I know. Talking to them, what they feel the most is the inner speeches of every session, of every instrument. Working very carefully on the phrasing and on the dynamics with a lot of care, bring them to listen more voices inside. And it's of course natural that in the moment in which you play with a lot of legato, things tend to be mixed up. In this way, we are trying to have really a very defined chamber, like to do chamber music. I heard that it's quite a tradition to play this piece during this time of the year.
Yes, 9.
But why that?
Ode to Joy. It's real, as a dramatic ending. It's dramatic ending, such a powerful symphony, and it became like traditional.
I thought that maybe there is also another explanation. I don't know if you can agree with that. We know that all the symphonies of Beethoven has an educational intent. There is a philosophical explanation, or social, or political explanation and meaning at the base of each of his symphonies. We know perfectly what's the meaning of Eroica, we just did, no? The reason why it was called like that. we know perfectly what there is behind the Fifth Symphony, this first bars of what it means, and the Sixth Symphonies. No, so each symphony has a meaning. It's meaningful. No, there's like we don't say that there's a program, but there is a philosophical intent. Above all, Beethoven 9, because it comes at the end of a life, of a way, of a path in the research of all these ideals, has even more this meaning. Also the meaning of humanity. It's not only this, but it's a kind of inner humanity of each human being. The message is that we cannot be something without to consider all the others. So don't you think that probably all these philosophical intentions are incredibly demonstrated and brought inside this symphony?
I totally agree, yeah.
And this is probably the reason why it reached the entire world so much. It's not just to put in music, in such a music, this incredible word of the poem of Schiller, but it's the ideal that there is at the base that make us feel so united hearing, listen to that music. And we all know Christmas time, it's a period in which we are particularly sensitive to these kind of things.
And do you also wanted to play Beethoven Ninth as well, it's not your last concert, but last concert of the 2019?
I was attracted by this tradition that you explained to me. And in fact, it was a suggestion that arrived from the entire team of the Gyeonggi Art Center and of the Gyeonggi Philharmonic Orchestra. I embraced it. But yes, I felt immediately also that behind of it, there are these reasons. And this is what we have to try to show to our friends. And we will work very hard, of course, to try to show that. And also here, we will have the lucky to have 4 wonderful Korean soloists, and we are very happy to do that because there are so many talents all around. That is not even difficult. You started with Beethoven 4th, I started with the 4th, 5th and 6th and 3 now. In our plans, maybe this is something nice to say to our followers, is that we are going on in the shortest time possible to try to complete the cycle of the Beethoven symphonies. You're going to do, I think, in the next concert, number 8, number 4 again, and so on. I will try to plan, and it's quite sure that we are going to plan in the first concert of the incoming new year, number 1, 2, and 7. And our dream is to do in the next 2, maximum 3 years, the entire cycle, to present the entire cycles, not only to our wonderful followers, but to all the people that want to join us, which are becoming more and more and more, as far as I understood. Thank you. We have your love. You can tell us not only what you like, but also what you didn't like. It's very important that you give us your feedback. Because your feedback is the input for us to getting better and better and better. And once again, thanks for all your love and all your cares, and we hope to see all of you to our next concert that is going to be in the beginning of December, on December 3rd and 4th. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nara.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.